Hi everyone, this is Naga. Welcome back. So today I just want to walk you with my ongoing project, which is my AI assistant, which can do multiple tasks. So let me open the app. So this is an AI assistant which can do normal text conversation, voice conversations, code completion, and also it can simulate an interview for me. It can simulate a podcast for me. uh, the data sources and everything is configurable, and let me explain you while I walk you with the tool. So for now I hosted this in local Docker. So this is my Docker instance where I have my tool. So this is the utility. If you see here, this is the conversation window where we can talk with it and ask any question and it responds back. As of now it is idle. So, explaining you about the tool, uh, this tool is based on either offline Olama model or any cloud model. It's configurable. You can configure it. I will show you like how I'm configuring the language model, and even the voice. How we can configure the voice here. And these are the telemetries. This is the like screen for talk, and if I want to schedule an interview, I can set up the configuration of the interview like what is the role, what is the company, what is the concept of the interview, what's the level of the interview, is it a technical, behavior, system design, or a mixed, and what is the duration of the interview, how should the persona be, and what is the pressure and difficulty level here. And we also like enable like we are checking the framework for star architecture and latency depth, and we are also filtering mm, like filler words for paging and live metrics. So if you have any additional context, we can give it here. And this is about how we configure an interview.
Back to regular conversation. What can I do for you?
And this is for the podcast. So you can talk about a concept, any topic here. Either Jarvis is none other than my assistant. It can be either guest or the host. So we configure it in that way, and we can schedule the duration of the podcast, and the conversation begins there.
Back to regular conversation. What can I do for you?
So this is
Back to regular conversation. What can I do for you?
yeah, this is about our normal conversations where either I can talk with it or I can chat and I can send any message where I get a response. So this is the Converse tab and the other two interview and podcast scenarios. Now coming back to the knowledge base, this is all the ingested documents. So we have the documents. We can train this with our local data, for example, any document or anything. So these documents are embedded. We do the text embedding, and we are using the vector database that is ChromaDB, which is like in memory, and all the vector embeddings are stored in this vector database. And these are the documents. If you want to upload any document, we'll upload and ingest a document such that it will be uploaded and ingested. So embedding sources like either cloud or Olama, whatever it will. Topic graph is nothing but whatever the embeddings we have or whatever the documents we have embedded, just to track the embeddings and these topic scenarios, we can see like what are those things here. So for now, I just uploaded my resume, so it has the details about that one. The data linkages, this is work in progress. I just wanted to ensure like if I can configure any uh, link any file folder so that we can talk about or we can converse about any details in those files. So either it can be a local database, so I'm making it more configurable way, like I can connect to any local file folder. I can connect to any Postgres DB. I just pass the database connection and I give access to this user, or I use that SA account, and I can ask any question from the data. So for example, we can converse with the database. So, and if at all the work is still in progress, but we can talk to PG Vector, MySQL, Snowflake, SQLite, and we can also integrate to S3, Amazon S3 bucket, and the Google Drive as well. So that is still a work in progress, but for now I'm trying to integrate with Postgres, which runs locally and like a local directory. This is about this one. Coming back to the reports, these are the reports and summary about interview, whatever interviews we had. It gives a detailed summary like how the interview went and what was the feedback. This is everything run on the model. So you do the voice conversations and the model, if you see here, I'm using the Gemini model. I'm not using the local Olama. Here is a played cloud one. Like our backend model is Gemini and the model name is Gemini 3.5 Flashlight. And the voice text to speech, we are using the Google text to speech API. We have configured the API with our API key. I can show you in the settings, and we can select the language in the settings page. This is upcoming work. I just want to have the since this is an AI assistant, it will run in my uh, Raspberry Pi or any of my NVIDIA device. It will connect to a screen, so I just talk to it and it will answer me any questions and it will do me any action. So in the future, if I want to control any Wi-Fi switches or any Bluetooth or lights in my room, this is for future work. And coming to the metrics, this is about the token usage. We can track the token usage, whatever voice we are talking. This is about the characters, and just to see like how many characters we are talking and what is the incurred cost here. Logs you can like this is normal talk logs and other things. The main thing is the settings. So general in the settings, this is about what is our agent name. I'm calling it Jarvis for now. So this is the vague word. Coming to our LLM, we can configure this with our local language model that where the model will run locally. For example, if we have Olama in our system, we can configure to any Olama model so that we don't need any cloud subscription or everything runs free of cost and it runs locally. This is our local model. Olama, and I think I have these models running in my machine. I already have Olama in my machine, and these are the models that I downloaded in my machine. So I can connect to these local models. If I go back to cloud, I can configure any of these. Like I can configure Anthropic, I can configure OpenAI, I can configure Google Gemini by providing the key here. So here I already activated Gemini and made it active and provided the key. That's the reason we're using the Gemini model here. We can use the Grok as well. And in future, if anything new model is coming, I can add a custom model here. This is the feature for adding a new model. So this is the one. And coming back to Gemini, this is about Gemini and uh, this is about configuring like which model to use in which scenario. For example, for all our conversations, I'm using Google Gemini. I can turn it back because this incurs a cost, but the output is great. That's the reason I'm using Gemini. And if I want to use the local one, I'll just switch back to local and the backend LLM will be a Rolama. And coming back to the fallback one, if there is an issue here, it will internally fall back and use the free Olama one. And even for the interviews, we can either use Gemini or local. For now, I'm using the local one for these things. And coming back to voice, this is about the settings for voice. So I can configure the devices like what is the microphone and what is the speaker. I'll see the real-time devices that are connected to my machine here. And these are the like what is the speaker or where should I get the output. And coming back to speech, I mentioned you like if I want to configure the Google text to speech, I provide my API key here and I save it, and there we can choose the voices here. So for example, I can choose the voice in any language, and when we are connected to Gemini, when we're doing the conversations, it can talk to me in any of these languages. I just need to give the instruction like, hey, can you talk to me in Telugu and respond to a particular question? It would respond to me in Telugu. So I can show you that one in an run example. Coming to the vector databases, so we have local Olama and we have cloud, but internally these are the embeddings, but our database is ChromaDB, which we are using in memory here. Coming to API health, this is just to check all the APIs that we are using. So when I run a test all, I can see like what are the APIs that are healthy and which I need to still configure. So this is about the Olama and other things. Since I have turned the Olama off, you might see like this is not configured yet or this is disabled, but this is what it is. But let me check if Olama is running here. I don't think Olama is running because I don't see its instance. So let me turn it on. Going back to, yeah, this is the Olama. If you see, this is the Olama. I'm running the Olama in Docker here. So I'm just turning it back. I do have a LangChain. I have my N8 instance as well. I do have Clara as well here. Clara, which is for creating test scenarios for automated vehicle detection. So even for Tesla or any autonomous vehicle, we can run the test environment where it runs and creates an use case to identify any person and give a break or that thing. So we can talk to it later when we completely do this one. But yeah, coming back to our uh, application, Olama is now running. So let's go back to our application and let me retest it. So now since Olama Docker instance is running, container is running, we have our Olama model here. I did not configure Cloud, I did not configure OpenAI, so these are disabled and our Gemini is active. We have our Cloud TTS active and ChromaDB is active as well. I have not enabled access to the file store yet, so that's the reason this shows as file store not accessible. Now going back here, let me clear the conversations. And let me try one example of talking. So let me go back and let's see our voice settings here. Devices, so default microphone, and this is a default speaker. Hey, can you listen to me? Yeah, the mic is working. Let me go back.
Back to regular conversation. What can I do for you?
Hi, I want to understand the basic code. How can I connect to the Gemini model and how can I post a question and get back the answer? Can you just give me a Python method which is which is like parameterized with the Gemini API key so that I can just plug and play it and I can pass on my own API key? So we got the output here. I think there is some issue with my connecting device because I have configured my Zabra external mic and speaker, but generally the functionality is working, but I did not speak. Let me go back and see what happened here. So let me give the microphone is for Zabra and the default speaker is the. Let me try this one if we can see. I just want to ensure like whatever it is talking is audible in our recording. That's where I wanted to. So if you see here, hey there, can you tell me about the concept of text embedding in Python?
Text embeddings are basically a way to convert words, sentences, or whole documents into arrays of numbers, usually called vectors. The key idea is that the numbers capture the semantic meaning of the text. So if two pieces of text mean something similar, their vector representations will end up close to each other in a mathematical space. In Python, you usually generate these by sending text to an embedding model, like the ones Gemini provides, and it gives you back a list of floats.
I can stop it here. It can give me any code snippet as well, and it also can give me this text embedding. I did not try the document creation yet. Let me try that one. So, can you create me a simple text document where you can add the features of a Gemini model? Yeah, it gave me the code snippet the other way. That's fine. So this is the context here. So I want to make this AI assistant. Let me stop this one. Okay, because it's always listening there. I want to make this autonomous such that I can either do the conversations with this one, daily conversations, and if I want the latest data, I will connect to an cloud model. And if I want just the normal conversations and like I don't want to incur any cost, I can connect to Llama and Llama 3 model, which has the latest data. It can also do the code completion, but yeah, this is the better one if we connect to Gemini. And if you see here, it also gave me the session cost, approximate session cost. This cost incurred is for either like the Gemini conversations, whatever we did, and the text cloud text to speech here. So, and we can track the conversations here. I can show you the glimpse of how the interview will happen. Let me just I don't want to take much time, but I'll just pass on the answers. But we'll start. I wanted to show you the experience of the interview, so let me start this one.
Let's get started with your mock technical interview. I'm here to help you prepare for a junior position in our company. Can you walk me through your experience with containerization technologies, such as Docker? How have you used them in previous projects or roles?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So I worked on containerizing and I have worked on Docker. So I had many of my services where we hosted in multiple servers, but now we have made it containerized and server free. So we created a single server and we had the Docker instance running in this one. For example, if you take my local machine, I have the Docker here and I have multiple containers, one for PostgreSDB, one container for running my API services, and one container for running my portfolio. And these applications can talk to each other internally as well. So for now, we can go to the next question.
I like that you provided a concrete example of how you've used Docker in your project. It's good to see that you're thinking about scalability and reducing server overhead. Your answer could benefit from more detail on the technical aspects, such as how you handled networking or persistence for your containers. Additionally, consider using the STAR framework to structure your response. You started with a good situation setup, but the task, action, and result parts of the framework were somewhat unclear. For example, what specific challenge did you face when migrating to Docker, and how did you overcome it?
So here, if you see, uh, like the model, whatever we are connecting now, has automatically turned back to Llama 3 because whatever configuration we can, like in the configuration, the interview is based on the offline model. And the good part, the model is trying to give us a feedback like how I answered the question. For example, when it asked me question about the Docker and containerization, I deliberately given a lame answer and mentioned like in general English. I did not use any technical word here, and I just given an a lame English answer like I used Docker and I created this app. But I was expecting it like it would give me a feedback on that one. And if you see here, in a polite way, like because we are having the guardrails like stop abuse or any words, it was giving a constructive feedback to us and it has asked us to use the star framework, which is very good. Like for example, if I want to prepare for an interview and if I want to run a mock interview, this is one what it happens. So let me close this one and this is just for showing you the experience, right? So let me close this one and I'll go back to talk. And when we go back to our reports, we can see like what is the summary of our interview, junior technical, right? So this is the summary of interview. We just had answered one question. So it will give you a, it will also tell us like how ready we are and this one. So I have to improvise it further because this is just the base version. Till now my concentration was completely on the normal voice conversations, and this screen is up to like it is up to like a freeze. It came to a freeze, no? Like I'm okay with what features I have here. So now I want to concentrate on the interview and podcast, which I will be working over the next weekend because this is my weekend project. So, coming back, yeah, this is what it is about this tool.